I'm surprised Jan's even had time to talk to us, considering how busy he's been on Twitter following the Jadon Sancho story, of course, a major development today. This is what Michael Zorc had to say, the Borussia Dortmund sporting director. We plan on having Jadon Sancho in our team this season. The decision is final. I think that answers all our questions. We had adjusted his salary last year in accordance with his performance. In doing so, we extended the contract until 2023. Jan, is that it? Done and dusted? There is no way Jadon Sancho is moving to Manchester United this summer?
I believe Zorc that what he's saying. He's not lying today. Zorc's problem is that he said the same thing about Dembele and Aubameyang. That is his problem. And he got to stick to that. The big surprise today was that when they gave him a better contract last summer, they extended that contract with 1 year. I will wait till we have Sancho on a press conference saying, I'm so looking forward to play another season for Dortmund. Then I will believe Zorc. We'll see this is turning into a poker game. There are two clubs trying to sell their stories. And my God, there are some English journalists who love to sell the Manchester United story.
Little dig there, I felt, Craig, didn't you?
Well, I think what they're doing here is if they are going to lose the player, as Jan said, it's a game of bluff now about just how much and how long this is going to drag on. Now, Mark Ogden, was on a week or two ago and said United have got a history of dragging these transfers on and sometimes not getting them done. We know Solskjaer in particular, but the club, we know they want this player. It's how long they're going to drag the heels from a boardroom and financial level to try and meet the requirements that are going to allow Borussia Dortmund to say, OK, we've reached the ceiling in terms of the price, we're going to take it and we're going to sell you the player.
It's a gamble, though, of course, Jan, because next summer is the Euros. You expect Jadon Sancho to go there, play for England, and you imagine if he puts in a good performance, then his price tag's going to rise even more.
Well, I think the problem for Dortmund is that they hope that coming into the summer now, there were going to be a lot of bidders. So the 120 million euro price tag was given to him when they thought there would be more clubs in for him. Now the only potential buyer will be Manchester United. And Manchester United, on their hand, they need that kind of player because this is Manchester United. To get the hottest property in this transfer window will make them look very, very good. But believe me, this Zorc deal, the Zorc statement today, they feel like they do. They want to keep the player. But as I've said no many times, Sancho got to confirm this. But Zorc, there is a great dialogue between the player and the club. So we'll just now see. This is still a poker game, and I just get a feeling that this will drag on for another couple of weeks.
Oh, you'll love that, Craig.
Have I got any holidays booked? At the end of the day, no, but just briefly, at the end of the day, United and listen, they are, I suppose, in some sense, they can do what they want. But from a playing position, from a league position, from a chasing City and United, City and Liverpool, if we're just talking domestically, without even going into the big European stage, the Champions League, we've just seen them in the second tier of European football. But if they are going to bridge that gap, I'm afraid sitting on the hands, waiting to the last minute to try and get deals done is not going to help. They need to get, and I think the manager realises that, they need to pinpoint the right players, and they're probably going to have to pay over the top. Now, in the current climate, with the pandemic that we're facing and just come through, and we're still coming through it, and with the shutdown and with the financial burdens that have come with that, are United prepared to do that? So they're compromised. They might have to compromise their finances to start pegging back the two real big boys at the top. You leave it to the last minute, you're getting a player coming in late or potentially a player not coming in at all. That's really difficult from a coaching perspective.
Jan, what's Sancho's stance on all of this?
Well, we've been told that they've agreed personal terms with Manchester United. I mean, that's the easy part. But the thing is that Sancho is English. He wants to get home at one stage. But I would think that with the story that Dortmund got with Dembele and Aubameyang, who went to strike to leave the club, it's very important for them to have a good dialogue with Sancho. So now when Zorc goes out and say this, the statement today said he will stay here, we'll see how long that trust or anything will stick. I mean, he is in Dortmund in a normal season. They will have 81,000 each game. They have the yellow wall. It's a great life. It's still not England. And what Craig said is a good point, because you can't drag out a negotiation like they do. And I think that the fans, they are sick of Manchester United just using so many weeks and months to do these deals. And then they have a look at Liverpool, like today, get a new defender in, chop, he's in. And then Manchester City, suddenly a couple of players in. And Manchester United just keep to drag on and on around any deals they're doing. They saw now how important that Bruno Fernandes deal was for them. That was a game changer. That was the Champions League for them. To take the next step, they need a player like Sancho and a 20-year-old English international being available. And they've been told the price, 120 million euro, just pay it, and the player is yours.
It's going to be interesting, or not, one of the two. But just to make that point, and do you remember a couple of years ago, Mourinho had just taken United into second, 81 points, with a...
Not 66.
15 more than 66, with a pretty average side. And then he wanted to... okay, maybe they didn't think he was going to be the man long term, but he wanted to kick that on. Second place. We saw him in LA.
Yep.
He was over here for the ICC. Oh, was he miserable. He made me look like Mr. Happy.
Yeah, because he knew.
Because he knew. He knew he wasn't getting what he needed, what he wanted, what he thought was the players that were going to take him to that next level. And he was stomping around. He was miserable. He was horrible because things were not happening behind the scenes. They were dragging their feet. If that happens again, United are going to be chasing their tail next season.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.